A very good afternoon to all of you. This is me, Neef Goswami, welcoming you all in a live and interactive session which you're watching at PME Vidya channel number 7 and on our official YouTube channels which are NCERT official and NCERT class 7, PME Vidya class 7. So today we bring class 7th, a subject social science, and the topic that we are going to cover is climates of India. And to elaborate this topic to you in the studio, I'm having Shamsher Ansari, who is PGT Economics at Air Force Golden Jubilee Institution, Subroto Park, Delhi. Sir, a very warm welcome.
Namaskar. Thank you, Neil.
So, before we begin the session with Shamsher sir, here our sign language interpreter is Bhumi. Bhumi, we also welcoming you to the session, and Bhumi will be there as a sign language interpreter with us throughout the session. So, here's a piece of information for all our viewers, and that is, if you have any question from us, if you want to ask any question regarding this session, you can directly call us, and our phone number is flashing on your screen, and that is 8800440559. And as your suggestions and your feedbacks are always important for us, so if you have any suggestion, any feedback that you want to give us, so you can directly write us on our mail, and our mail ID is also flashing on your screen, and that is dth.class7@ciet.nic.in. And as I mentioned in the starting of the session that if you're watching us on our YouTube channel, so you can directly ask your questions in the live chat box. That facility is also available there. तो बिना किसी देरी के इस सत्र की सेशन की शुरुआत करते हैं और सबसे पहले हम सर से जानते हैं, शमशेर सर से, कि आखिर क्लाइमेट्स ऑफ इंडिया में इस चैप्टर में सर आज हम क्या कुछ पढ़ने वाले हैं.
थैंक यू न्यू. क्लाइमेट्स ऑफ इंडिया, बेसिकली इस चैप्टर में हम क्या कवर करने जा रहे हैं? हम कवर करने जा रहे हैं यहाँ पे वेरियस टाइप ऑफ क्लाइमेट दैट वी फाउंड इन इंडिया. स्टूडेंट्स एंड व्यूअर, यू नीड टू नो वन थिंग. इंडिया इज अ वेरी यूनिक कंट्री. Normally we heard this word when we talk about the political differences, when we talk about religious composition, linguistic composition. But we need to remember one thing, that when we talk about climate, India is again a very unique country. In one country we are going to find various type of climatic conditions. So in this chapter we try to cover that and what are the reasons behind that, why in one nation we find so much variation in climatic conditions, right? So let's start the topic.
Sure.
Climate of India. Normally when we talk about the climate, the two words which regularly come in our mind, and these words are weather and climate.
Yes.
So students, we need to understand the basic difference between weather and climate. Remember, weather is a short-term phenomena. Usually we call it minute-to-minute phenomena or hour-to-hour phenomena, hour-to-hour atmospheric conditions. Weather is something which can be changed within few minutes or within hour, whereas climate is a long-term atmospheric conditions. As per Indian Meteorological Department, when we collect the data continuously for 26 year and plus, the weather related data for a place for continuously 26 year and plus, then we call or define the climate of a particular place. So remember, weather is a short term phenomena, whereas the climate is a long term.
Okay.
Season. We stop ourselves before going for the climate. We need to understand the season. Now what is season? Season is basically occur as the earth revolves around the sun. In short, season is basically the group of months those who have similar climatic conditions, right? In our country we usually experience 4 various type of season, and these are spring season, which is basically from Feb to March, is a season in which you find greenery all around. Second season is summer season, that from April to June, and during the summer season you experience that suddenly the temperature in northern places increase rapidly. Himalayas states remain neutral or low temperature, whereas the coastal area experience moderate temperature. The third season is rainy season, which bring joy in form of rain across the country, and this season lasts long from June to October. It further divided into two parts. One is called advancing monsoon, and the second is called retreating monsoon. The fourth season is winter season from November to January, and during the winter season temperature goes down rapidly in northern plain. Himalayan state experience extreme winter and temperature goes even in the minus in Himalayas. Types of climates in India. Let's cover our main topic. This is the map of India, right?
Yeah.
If you check the first the upper Himalayan state that included the part of Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Himachal, Uttarakhand, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. This area are basically called upper Himalaya region, and this part experience alpine type of climate. Alpine word came from the Alps mountain of Europe. Here we experience cold and snowy winter and cool summer.
Okay.
The second phase is lower Himalayan portion and northeastern region. This area experience temperate climate. Under temperate climate, we experience moderate winter, normal summer. Most of our popular hill stations, whether in the Himachal, Kashmir or Uttarakhand or in northeastern India, lie under temperate climatic zone. Arid region is in Thar desert of India, and this region experience extreme hot days and cool nights. Very low rainfall, less than 15 centimeter of annual average rainfall is experienced in this region. Tropical wet climate is experienced in the coastal strip of western coast mountain, and this area receive massive and heavy rainfall during monsoon season. That's our fourth type of the climate. The fifth is come in southern peninsular portion and parts of Eastern Ghat mountain, and this area experience tropical climate. Tropical climate was usually experienced in the area lie between tropical zone, that is between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. This area experience mild winter and very hot summer. The central India, which included the northern part of Peninsular and Deccan Plateau, is experience semi-arid climate, and here the summer is very hot, mild winter and moderate rainfall. A part of this zone is receive around 20 centimeter rainfall only. The northern plain is marked as subtropical type of climate, where summer is going to be very hot and we experience cold winter season. Factor determining the climate. Now, what are the factors responsible for all these climatic conditions that we discussed in the previous slides? First, latitude, distance from equator. Akshans or equator se duri. As we go away from the equator, we need to know that the temperature start decreasing in both northern and southern hemisphere. For example, if you visit Kanyakumari and Kashmir, you experience that the places has two different temperature on the same date, and that all happened because of difference in latitude. For example, on 1st January, Srinagar experienced minus 10 degrees Celsius, but on the same day, Kanyakumari experienced 20 degrees Celsius of temperature, and is all because of difference of latitude.
So, here's one question that I want to ask, that is it possible that two places in the same latitude has different climatic conditions?
Yes, Neil, it's very much possible. It's happened because of our next reason, that is altitude or height. Usually, when two places are on same latitude but on different altitude, we experience that these places has different climatic condition. The best example we can check in Rajasthan, where entire Rajasthan experienced extreme hot. Suddenly a place called Mount Abu, I hope the viewers heard about it, is a hill station in Arauli ranges close to Udaipur, is experience totally different, lower temperature than rest of Rajasthan, right?
True.
So it's happened because of altitude or height from mean sea level. As we go up in the atmosphere, temperature decrease. Atmospheric temperature start decreasing, and that's the reason we experience low temperature in the Himalayan states. Third reason is distance from sea or proximity of the sea. The student definitely heard about the land bridge and sea bridge in class 6th, as well as in sciences and social sciences both. These land bridge and sea bridge moderate the temperature of coastal area in tropical zone, and that's the reason in tropical area we experience moderate climatic conditions. As we go away from the sea, we experience extreme climatic conditions. Next is wind. The nature of wind matter a lot, right? For example, if a wet wind enter in any geographical area, is going to responsible for rainfall in that zone. Similarly, if a hot wind enter in a zone, is responsible for increasing the temperature. जैसे कि हम नॉर्थ इंडिया में हैं अभी, और मई जून के महीने में हम एक्सपीरियंस करते हैं कि सडनली एक हॉट विंड लू एंटर करती है और पूरे नॉर्थ इंडिया, नॉर्दर्न प्लेन का टेम्परेचर अचानक से इंक्रीज हो जाता है. Similarly, during winter season, we experience western cyclonic disturbance, and the moment when this wind enter in the Indian peninsula, they decrease the temperature of northern India and even responsible for rainfall in the state of Punjab and adjoining places. Next is topography. Now, what is topography? The graphical representation of topmost layer of the earth. It includes all your relief features like mountain, plateau, plains, right? These mountains play an important role to determine the climate of any place. Due to presence of Himalayas, the Siberian snow wind never enter in the Indian subcontinent. So, temperature of northern India remain better as comparison to the other side of Himalayas.
Absolutely, sir. We learned about wind and topography, and sir, recently the curiosity that due to curiosity, I just want to ask one question from you, and that is, we have learned about the climate. Okay, there are 7 type of climate in India. So, but mostly people in general, and when we talk about like casually, people are talking about only monsoon type climate. What is that?
Okay, now what is monsoon? Let's start with that. Monsoon is basically the prime factor of climate in India, because from January till December, one or other way we experience rainfall in one or other part. So, presence of monsoon is always there, presence of rainfall is always there. We are going to start about the monsoon. It helps us to understand why Indians talk about monsoon of type of climate more as comparison to tropical, subtropical and arid, right? No? Monsoon. Monsoon is the word which basically derived from the Arabic word mausim, which means season, right? So, monsoon is not a rainfall. Monsoon is basically a seasonal wind which bring rainfall in Indian subcontinent and around. India receives 75% of its annual average rainfall due to advancing monsoon, and that is the reason why whenever we talk about the season in India, we more focus on monsoon as comparison to arid, semi-arid, tropical, subtropical words. Amount of rainfall during monsoon season decrease from east to west. So, if you are on the eastern side of the India, like northeastern states, you experience more rainfall as comparison to the western part of India, that is Rajasthan. Okay, this map is showing you how the monsoon wind enter in India from the southern side and northeastern side and gradually move toward northwestern and northern side.
Okay.
Okay. climate and disasters. Look, climate is not only about the temperature and weather condition or amount of rainfall. Many a time, climate is also responsible for disasters in human life. There are various types of natural disasters that we study in at various level. Some of them are totally responsible, some of them are totally because of climate. One of them is cyclone. Every year we experience many cyclones, especially on the eastern coast of India. Eastern coast, those who are not aware about it, from West Bengal to Tamil Nadu coastal area. And this area experience cyclones, which basically impact of climate. Flood is another reason. Flood is another disaster which happened because of climatic condition only. Due to heavy rainfall, especially during monsoon season, we experience frequent flood, mainly in northern India and sometime even in the southern India.
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you talk about natural disaster, flood is in one of them. But when we talk about flood, absolutely, this is natural disaster. You can't control. You can't control this anyhow. But at least at some extent, you can tackle this one.
Definitely, we can minimize the impact of the flood. We can't make it zero, but we can minimize. If we open our drainage system, make our drainage system better, clean, we ensure that the surface water easily drain till rivers and river further till oceans. So definitely we minimize the impact of flood in our urban areas, definitely.
Okay, so we can somewhere decrease the impact.
Yes, we
of
can somewhere
floods.
decrease the impact. We can't put it on zero level, we can't completely control it, but yes, it's possible for us to decrease the impact of flood on the human life, on the life of animal, and of course our money.
Great. And when we move forward, we have landslides as well. Yeah.
Okay, landslides, slide of land along with the slope of mountain is what called landslide, is usually happen in the mountainous area. Shivalik ranges is very known for this because Shivalik are the newest mountain ranges along with the slope of Himalayas. Next is forest fire. In last few decades, we experienced lots of forest fire cases, especially in the state of Uttarakhand. Last year, we experienced a forest fire in the state of Himachal Pradesh as well. Forest fire is mainly happened because of increase in temperature. Due to suddenly increase in temperature in any part, the forest is became dry and is catch natural fire, right? Climate change. In last 2 decades, if you just go through with the discussion, it's one of the topic which discuss a lot, and that is climate change. Now, what is climate change? Climate change means long-term change in temperature, rainfall and weather pattern caused mostly by the human activities today. If you just check it out around, अगर हम अपने आसपास just देखें तो धीरे धीरे सर्दियाँ छोटी होती जा रही हैं और गर्मियों का सीजन बढ़ता जा रहा है, उसका ड्यूरेशन बढ़ता जा रहा है, राइट? पहले गर्मियाँ जो थी वो अगस्त तक ख़त्म हो जाती थी, लेकिन अब सितंबर अक्टूबर तक हमें गर्मी का एहसास रहता है. मिड नवंबर के बाद जाकर के कहीं थोड़ा बहुत हमें विंटर्स की प्रेजेंस दिखती है. ये क्लाइमेट चेंज का इम्पैक्ट है, राइट? अब ये क्लाइमेट चेंज है क्यों? क्लाइमेट चेंज इज बेसिकली बिकॉज ऑफ बर्निंग फॉसल फ्यूल like coal, oil, right, is release extra greenhouse gases which trapping more heat and making the earth warmer. This global warming affect people, animal, farming and weather. For example, India has a shortest middle winter in 2025. Climate change increase the risk of natural disasters. We talk about one in our previous slide, that is forest fire, and make life harder for many communities, especially the communities those who are totally depend on nature. They are living in the forest area only. We can help by using clean energy, planting trees, saving electricity and water, and reducing pollution and waste. So if we just follow these things, we are able to do give our contribution. हम 100% तो इसको reverse 100% तो नहीं कर सकते, but at least इसको एक level तक tackle कर सकते हैं.
Sir, would you be able to tell us the precautions that we can take to minimize the effect of this like climate change, and when we talk about the global warming?
Planting tree is the first thing. not just the planting tree, I take one step further, that when you're planting the tree in any part, you must take care of it, ensure it's going to grow. Save electricity. You are paying money, okay, money is your, not resources, so save the resources for the others as well. Similarly, don't waste water, reduce the pollution. Don't feel that I'm the only one, what I can do. Even if you start with one, at least एक तो कर रहा है. So आप पॉल्यूशन पे अपनी तरफ से जो कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, वेस्टेज पे अपनी तरफ से जो कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी सेविंग पे, ट्री प्लांटेशन, प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ टी, यूजेस ऑफ पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट एज पॉसिबल, इफ वी कैन डू ऑल दीज थिंग्स, हम अपना कंट्रीब्यूशन दे सकते हैं टू सेव आवर अर्थ.
एब्सोल्युटली, ये चैप्टर सिर्फ क्लाइमेट्स ऑफ इंडिया के बारे में नहीं था, बल्कि मदर नेचर को किस तरह से आप प्रोटेक्ट कर सकते हैं उस पर भी ये चैप्टर है. और बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि आप एक सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट को लेकर चलें, और बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि आप किस तरह से आगे जाकर इन चीज़ों को छोटे छोटे स्टेप्स से इन चीज़ों को सेव कर सकते हैं. क्योंकि हर एक जो हम कदम ले रहे हैं, या हर एक हम जो यहाँ पर बात करते हैं, एक स्टेप ले रहे हैं, एक इनिशिएटिव ले रहे हैं, वो एक बड़ा इम्पैक्ट बन सकता है कल के लिए.
बिल्कुल सर, तभी हम इस चीज़ को 7th क्लास के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए लाए हैं, ताकि वो अपनी लाइफ में इन चीज़ों की इंपॉर्टेंस को समझे और उसको एक शुरुआती दिनों से अप्लाई करें, ना कि हम किसी 65-70 साल या 55 साल के इंसान को समझाएं जो ऑलरेडी चीज़ों को एडजस्ट करने से बाहर आ चुका है.
जी बिल्कुल.
एक बच्चा जब इस चीज़ को समझेगा और अपने रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी और रोल को समझेगा, तो शायद वो मदर अर्थ के लिए ज़्यादा कंट्रीब्यूट कर पाएगा और वो अपना और इस पूरी दुनिया का फ्यूचर ज़्यादा सिक्योर कर पाएगा.
एब्सोल्युटली. और अब वो टाइम भी आ चुका है कि हम जो जैसे हमारी सोसाइटी की तरफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है, वैसे ही क्लाइमेट की और भी हमारी
बहुत जरूरी है कि हम अपने क्लाइमेट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी को भी समझें. हम सोशल इसे अपनी सोसाइटी सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी के तौर पे ही लें, क्योंकि अगर हम अपनी सोसाइटी को कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं तो हमें क्लाइमेट को कंट्रीब्यूट करना ही पड़ेगा. क्योंकि क्लाइमेट किसी एक के लिए चेंज नहीं हो रहा, ये ग्लोबल क्लाइमेट चेंजेस है और पूरे दुनिया पे इसका इम्पैक्ट है.
बिल्कुल. और इस चैप्टर से हमें ये सब तो जानने को मिला ही, लेकिन बहुत सारी हमने इंसाइट्स लिए इस चैप्टर में. जो हमारा सिलेबस था, जो अलग अलग टॉपिक्स थे, वो भी हमने कवर करे. थैंक यू सो मच शमशेर सर आज आने के लिए और इतने इंटरेस्टिंग वे में इस पूरे चैप्टर को डिस्क्राइब करने के लिए. थैंक्स वंस अगेन.
थैंक यू.
ओके, तो भूमि जो हमारी साइन लैंग्वेज इंटरप्रेटर हैं, वो भी हमारे साथ इस पूरे सेशन में जुड़ी रही. भूमि, आपका भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देते हैं कि आप इस पूरे सत्र में हमारे लर्नर्स को और हमारे जो व्यूअर्स हैं उनके साथ आप एज अ साइन लैंग्वेज इंटरप्रेटर जुड़ी रही. चलिए, इस सेशन को यहीं ख़त्म करने का तो समय आ चुका है, लेकिन एनसीईआरटी ऑफिशियल पर दिन अभी भी बाकी है. स्केड्यूल पर नज़र डाल लेते हैं कि आगे क्या कुछ है खास. तो अब आपसे मुलाकात होगी ठीक दोपहर 3 बजे, जहाँ पर हम क्लास 8th की साइंस के बारे में बात करेंगे. ठीक इस सेशन के बाद, जहाँ पर हमारा टॉपिक होगा कंबशन एंड फ्लेम. 3:30 बजे क्लास 8th की मैथमेटिक्स लेकर आएंगे, जहाँ पर हमारा टॉपिक होगा स्क्वायर्स एंड स्क्वायर रूट्स पार्ट 2. 4 से 5 ये होगा हमारा क्लास 6 से लेकर 12 तक के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए ऑनलाइन ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम, जहाँ पर हम बात करेंगे OER यानी कि ओपन एजुकेशनल रिसोर्सेज, जिन्हें हम हिंदी में कहते हैं मुक्त शैक्षिक संसाधन के लिए गुणवत्ता ढांचा. और 5 बजे करेंगे अपने सहयोग सत्र के साथ इस दिन को समाप्त, जहाँ पर हम बात करेंगे मॉडर्न लोनलीनेस, द साइकोलॉजिकल इम्पैक्ट ऑफ डिजिटल एज. तो चलिए, फ़िलहाल के लिए इस सेशन में इतना ही. मुझे नीव गोस्वामी को दीजिएगा इजाज़त. आप लगातार एनसीईआरटी ऑफिशियल पर तो जुड़े ही रहिएगा, लेकिन अगर आप ग्रेड 4 और 7 के स्टूडेंट हैं और आपको ये चिंता है कि आपकी न्यू एनसीईआरटी टेक्स्ट बुक कहाँ मिलेंगी, तो इसकी चिंता बिल्कुल मत करिए, क्योंकि आपकी जो न्यू एनसीईआरटी टेक्स्ट बुक है ये आपको मिलेंगी एनसीईआरटी के ऑफिशियल वेबसाइट पर और अमेज़न और फ्लिपकार्ट पर. चलिए, इसी के साथ अपना बहुत बहुत ख्याल रखिएगा और एनसीईआरटी ऑफिशियल पर जुड़े रहिएगा. नमस्कार.